Hello everyone, welcome back to Chao. Today I am going to share with you another recipe that you can add to your existing menu in your coffee shop or in your milk tea shop. We are going to make caramel macchiato. And because I know that not everyone has got all the gadgets and all the equipment that is used for making coffee or espresso, I'm going to show you 3 different ways. One is using a simple instant coffee, caramel macchiato using instant coffee. Another one is using coffee, which I'm going to introduce today, using the Thai Hill Tribe coffee. So this is a local Thai coffee, which is very tasty, and we're going to try this today. And finally, of course, is using the pure Italian roast coffee beans that we are going to need to use an espresso machine. So whatever equipment or whatever machine you have at home, there is something for everyone. For the ingredients, we're going to use the coffee, fresh milk, my milk syrup, which is a combination of condensed milk and evaporated milk, and of course, the star of the show, caramel, because we're going to make caramel macchiato. So, let's start by making our Thai coffee. For this, I am going to use the French press. In a previous video, I showed you that I use only 1 scoop of Thai coffee, and I found that it's not strong enough. So today, I'm going to use 2 scoops of coffee. So really similar to having 2 shots of espresso. So 2 scoops of coffee, and I'm going to fill this up only half a cup because I'm only going to use 2 ounces of this coffee. So I will fill this up halfway, and we're going to brew this for 4 minutes. 4 minutes starts now. And before we close the lid, let's just give it a bit of a stir. And wait for it to brew. So that is for our regular coarse ground coffee using the French press. If you do not have a French press, you can also use a tea sock. It's as simple as brewing your tea. So quite easy to make. 4 minutes on the clock. Now let's make our coffee using instant coffee. I would like to show you this new shot glass. This is specially made for Chao. Really cute. So if you'd like to have one of these, check the description below. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of instant coffee. Again, this coffee is quite strong, so you can adjust according to your own taste preference. And I'm going to put I'm going to use a bigger measuring cup, 1 tablespoon of our instant coffee. And then all I need is 2 ounces of hot water, because we're going to use 2 shots or 2 ounces for each of these coffee drinks, okay? So I've got 2 ounces there of my instant coffee. And so let's give this a stir. Make sure the coffee is dissolved. So there is our instant coffee. Now, to make it simpler, I already brewed my coffee using the espresso machine. So I have here 2 shots of espresso. Now I brewed this about half an hour ago, so the crema has gone down, but it's still as strong as your freshly brewed espresso. Now, what I found with espresso, of course, you would always like it to be freshly brewed, but when you're making it for iced drinks, it doesn't matter if it's been there for about half an hour. But most baristas would disagree with me on this one. I actually found that it's better to keep it cooler before you make your iced drinks, even for your frappuccino. Otherwise, when you use very hot coffee for your frap and you put it in a blender, the ice melts very quickly. So for me, it's okay to use a slightly colder, freshly brewed coffee espresso for my iced drinks. So this one is my espresso, this is my instant coffee. So we are just waiting for the coarse ground or the Thai Hill Tribe coffee to brew. There you go, it's finished. Okay, so now let's stop the timer and I'm going to push the plunger down. And for this, all I need is also 2 ounces of coffee. So I'm going to use my shot glass. Just put it down there a little bit. So 2 ounces. There you go. Now we have our 3 different types of coffee. Now that we have all our coffee, let's make our latte. So 3 ounces of fresh milk for all of these 3 drinks. And then we need 1.5 ounce of milk syrup for each one of them. My milk syrup just came out of the refrigerator, so it's still a little bit thick. So I'm just going to use 1.5 ounce of milk syrup. And then our caramel, we need half an ounce of caramel. So this is a 7.5 ml pump. I'm going to put 2 pumps, that's 15 ml or half an ounce. So 1, 2. Now I just want them to be very well combined and I want it to be a bit frothy. So I'm going to use my milk frother to just make sure they are all well combined. Let's start with our instant coffee, caramel macchiato. Let's give it a stir. It's quite creamy and thick. Looks good. Oh wow, that is good. That's really good. The coffee is quite strong. Again, it depends on whether you like your coffee to be less strong. The caramel, the taste of the caramel is just a hint here. Now, for our espresso caramel macchiato, it's looking good and the top is so creamy. Wow, that is so delicious, absolutely. Yum. And finally, the regular coarse ground coffee. This Thai coffee is quite popular, so there's just a specific taste to it. It's a combination of Robusta and Arabica. So it's quite strong. Wow. Can I say that this is the best among the three? It is the best among the three for this recipe. Wow. So, 2 scoops of Thai Hill Tribe coffee brewed 4 minutes using a French press gives you this beautiful caramel macchiato. All of these use the same recipe, we just changed coffee and the tastes are very different. This one to me is so refreshing, so almost sweet, almost the perfect balance of the coffee, the milk and the caramel. This one is for those, this is using the espresso, for those who are into very strong coffee. Of course, this one gives you that coffee aftertaste, that lovely coffee aftertaste and the hint of caramel. So yes, this should be the best, but for this one, yes, there's a toss between these two. And the instant coffee for me this time is just okay, but it's also very tasty. Putting the caramel just adds flavor to this already very, very good drinks. In terms of color, they all look good to me. In terms of presentation, perfect. I love the way they look. They really look very, very tempting. Your customers should be enticed to buy this from your menu. If you have any questions, again, comment below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in my next video. Thank you for watching, and ciao for now.